All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our WCTV Game of the Week, Independence High School. We are here as the Summit Spartans travel less than 5 miles down the road to take on the Independence Eagles. I am Paul Breece, along with my sidekick, the king of Thompson Station, Ryan Wagner, in the house. Give us the the color commentary here. Ryan, excited to be here. You know, you have a border battle type S kind of atmosphere here. Throw everything out the window. What can you tell about it, player-wise, for each squad?
Man, I know a lot of them. I've coached about 4 of these guys on the floor the past couple of years at Thompson Station Middle School. 25-14 2 years ago. So there's a lot of talent on the floor tonight. We only had 1 ball and a bunch of these talented guys, but now some of them are on different teams here. So Bradley Stewart, man, he can absolutely fill it up for Summit. I think he had around 21 the first time these two teams played. Of course, on the other side, you've got Jet Montgomery. What most people don't know, those are actually some pretty good friends. So I know those two want to go pretty hard on each other tonight. I expect some big fireworks from those two.
Quite an introduction right here with lights out, blackout, or back out here at Independence High School. And no love lost here between these guys. You talked about it. They all know each other. And we just saw a tremendous girls game where the throw the paper up in the air. We got a double overtime victory by the Lady Eagles of Independence over Summit. So we're going to see some fireworks. You talked about it right here as Cameron Bell, number 25 for Independence. Independence wearing white. If you're just now joining us, Summit in the blue and orange. And we are here ready to tip it off.
Yeah, I'd say probably 32 minutes of craziness, except we might get some overtime.
That's right. Free basketball. And so Summit is going to take control of the ball here, number 3. That's going to be Bradley Stewart. You mentioned him in the opening.
Yeah, he's a lefty. He can go either way. He's developed that three-point shot, so he likes to drive first, but he can step back and shoot the 3.
So we got a what do you got, a 3-2 extended zone here, Coach?
They run a matchup zone.
Okay.
Coach Wilkins has been running that all year long. It confuses people. They got to protect the middle.
Well, obviously, we got no motion, no movement offensively here. It's kind of an easy way to guard, and I think we may have a travel right there.
Yes, sir.
And so our first turnover of the game, Tanner Shake underneath the 6'3 senior. So offensively for Independence, you talked about Jet Montgomery. Anybody else on the floor that may
Yeah, they got a couple seniors out there. You got another shooter. You got Owen Reese. There's Jet for 3. Missed that one. But Owen Reese can absolutely shoot the 3, too. Tyus is more of a driver. Tyus Henderson, but he's had some big games. They need one other guy to get going for him for Indy.
So it looks like Stewart right there on the drive and the foul on, I believe that was Jet Montgomery. So,
there they are.
Yeah, I mean, friends on and off the court, right? So Stewart here. Listen, I don't know if you watched any of the girls' game previously, but when it came to free throws, nobody was making any. And I don't know if it's just Independence High School, but Bradley Stewart there on the miss. There we go. He cleans it up. I'm trying to get him a little confidence there. A little commentator reverse.
I'm about to say, I was going to blame you. I didn't see the first game, but commentator jinx all throughout that first game.
Absolutely. So Cameron Bell, who I have seen and watched over the years, is pretty good for us.
Oh.
Great move there.
Matthew Witt,
the junior, listed at 6'6".
Yeah, he missed an extended period of time for a couple of weeks. He's been back for about a week and a half. Independence definitely functions at a higher level when he's on the floor.
So I think Independence does love the tempo, right? They want to keep the pressure on.
They want to run. They jump into a little 2-2-1 full court press every now and then, but they do. They don't like playing slow.
So nice rebound there. Owen Reese. Or no, check that. That's Tyus Anderson. I apologize. Jet a little off.
Little adrenaline on that 3.
So here comes the moving and shaking. A nice block. And they're going to give it to Summit basketball. Not sure right there. So Bradley Stewart going to throw the ball out. Summit with longtime coach Jim Fay at the helm. What year is he in down there at Summit? Maybe 4?
This is my 4th year at Thompson Station. He came in my 2nd, so this would be 3.
Okay, 3. So here comes Anderson pushing it to Bell to drop
Whoa.
off the dish and the dime.
Yeah, that size advantage for Independence, I think, is going to loom large tonight as well.
Yeah, and Coach Fay immediately going to call a timeout, Coach. I mean, what does he tell his team?
I mean, he just doesn't want this to get out of control right off the bat. Obviously, kind of a frenzied environment tonight. Easy one right there, and it's just 4-1, but he didn't want this to get away from him.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then we got Mark Wilkins on the other side for Independence, new coach from South Gibson. You have any, dealings with him from Thompson Station?
Well, both of my schools at Thompson Station feed the D's program, so I deal with both these guys a bunch. They're great fellas, great coaches, and I mean, he's been. We've had some chalk talk. We've talked a little bit. He's a very big, like I said, matchup zone guy, and loves the tempo with this team. And so far, so good, man. I think they've improved throughout the season.
So here you talked about
2-2-1.
2-2-1, yeah. So, and I'm sure Summit has seen this.
Yep.
Coach Fay knows how to deal with it, but that's not a good spot to be in, right?
Yeah, he picked it up right across half court there, and it about got trapped, but able to get out of it.
And a nice offensive putback by Clarence Jones, the senior. Well, that's just too easy. I don't know how he just sneaked in right there at the high post area, Coach.
I don't know that I would play zone a whole lot against Jed Montgomery or Independence with the shooters they have, but that looked a little easy, yep.
So a little pressure right there by Owen Reese, making it difficult for Griffin Strunk. So Stewart, the lefty, you talked about kind of a go-to guy. And Tanner Shake just going to finish that thing up. How about that?
A lot of easy buckets so far. Layups, wide open, mid-range.
Now, Owen Reese, the senior over there, sitting in the corner, Coach. I mean, does he have the green light to shoot it at any moment?
Absolutely. He can shoot from about 7 feet behind that line. So he's streaky, though. I'll see him hit 3 or 4 in a row and then miss 3 or 4 in a row. Or if he hits that first one, you want to keep finding him.
So interesting sub here that what I'm telling Cameron Bell. We're checking right here. Cameron Bell comes out. Tylen Lewis, the freshman, kind of giving up some height, but what do you get with him?
I mean, he is an energizer bunny. He's a freshman. He played the last 3 years for us over there. He's now dunking. He can play above the rim even though he doesn't look like it. And so he gives you more defense and rebounding at this point. He's probably the truest point guard Independence has on the floor. He's a pass-first type of guy. He needs to work on that jump shot a little bit, free throws a little bit. But, man, he's a Jason Kidd is what I compare Tylen Lewis. He's going to stuff the stat sheet. Rebounds, assists, steals, and that defensive pressure is really going to ramp up with him on the floor.
So Tylen, check that. 2 missed free throws, I believe. And, yeah, now you got Montgomery sitting in the corner, and that's just not seemed like the right thing to do.
That was wide open, and he knocked it down. See, now you got Tylen I thought he was at the front, now in the middle of that press. And Tylen and Tyus, those are 2 tough ones on the defensive side.
Big block by Witt. Henderson on the run, the kick to Montgomery. Oh, and a nice grab by Smith.
And I'm just going to throw this out there. You feel the pace right now.
Yeah.
That pace is going to favor Indy if it keeps up and down the floor. Summit's smart right now to slow it down a little bit. Even though Montgomery missed that last 3 in the corner, they were flying up and down.
So we talk about the matchup zone, right? You play an area, your guys over there, you've got a man up, even off the dribble.
Yeah, I mean, they got to constantly communicate. Like I said, I've seen them probably 6-7 times this year. They've gotten better at it, just kind of the nuances of it when the ball moves. I still think the best place to attack is the high post, also the short corner against that matchup.
Well, the basket by Powell. Montgomery. Listen, let's go back to Tylen Lewis. You talked about point guard first. Jet Montgomery should be taking this kid into Chick-fil-A like after every game.
They played together over there. Tylen started as a 6th grader, Jet as a 7th grader on our varsity team, and they know each other well. He's got a sister, too, before in the past.
Andrew Smith with the 3, and Summit
right there hanging in.
Absolutely.
Feels like it's Indy's pace, but Summit's right there.
You talked about Owen Reese. Anytime, any place, anywhere.
I mean, right now, if you're Summit, you got to know where Jed and Owen are. I mean, strategically, Tyus Anderson and Tylen Lewis are a little bit more gun shy to shoot that three. So if you're playing zone, you got to get.
Oh man! Now, did we give it to? I was gonna say, is Jet gonna shoot a three right here?
Now they're still off that pressure though.
Oh, that's great defense. Stewart got to get it across quick. Man, is that Isaac Power, the freshman?
Isaac Power's a freshman.
I believe he's a Spring Station kid.
He's a Spring Station kid now. He reclassified last year. He went to a private school last year, and he's the same age as Jet and Bradley, or was in their same grade a couple years ago. So.
Reese, the deep three, bang.
Back and forth.
Wow. Now, will they stay in the 2-2-1 for the most part?
They will. They will stay in it. I've seen at times I feel like their legs kind of go on their jump shot in the second half because they do stay in it. But he'll mix in a little 1-2-2 as well. But they like to get out and run.
Oh, not sure that was the smartest play right there, but Henderson on the turnover, and right back at it is Bradley Stewart.
See if they hold for one or they attack. Looks like they're attacking. A smart decision.
Yep, Andrew Smith gonna finish here.
High scoring first quarter, 19-15. Coach Wilkins will hold for one. He does that pretty consistently. He's jumping up and down there calling his set.
I was going to say, he's got something up his sleeve, right? I'm sure you've seen this. Oh, my gosh. Well, you know, when you have a shooter like Jet Montgomery out there, the help's not coming, right?
Don't want to help. Tyus all the way to the basket, Tyus Anderson.
So after one period of play, the Eagles jump out 21-15. Over the Summit Spartans, and what was, as Coach Wagner suggested, the fast-paced action kind of favors the Independence Eagles. So Coach Wagner is going to left the broadcast booth here for just a few seconds to go down there to be recognized by his team, who's going to be just coming off the WCS championship for the Class A division. So coming back to our game right here, we've got Independence, Jet Montgomery leading the way. And in my personal first look for Independence, very impressive. Coach Mark Wilkins brought in a more up-tempo type defense and offense for the Eagles tonight. So here we go, second quarter. It's going to be Independence ball here. Cameron Bell back in the game, number 25 for Independence. And also now Joshua Owens, number 10, coming in the game for the Eagles. Again, Summit in the blue uniforms, Independence in the home white. And Owens going to throw it right into Witt, the kick out. He's going to have a foul on the floor. Coach Wagner, I mean, man, gets to call out at halftime, gets to run back up the steps. He's back with us.
I'm out of breath. It's 37 old. I mean.
Yeah, it's, I don't want to tell you, but yes. So here we go. Now, Cameron Bell, if I'm not mistaken, I've seen him play a few times. He's got the green light to shoot it out there. Is that?
He does. He will shoot that perimeter shot.
Yeah. Well, right there, Jack kind of forced it. I guess, you know, when you're a shooter, you want to shoot. Sometimes you get yourself in a bad situation sometimes. Now, Joshua Owens, number 10, just came in. I mean, is he a
he's an energy guy. He's going to do all the dirty work, the hustle work. He'll take an open shot. I think he actually hit 5 threes in a game one night this year. But
wow.
But he's a defensive hustle guy. He's a nitty gritty, do all the dirty work, and he does a great job at it.
So again, Summit, once they get it across, they're going to back it up.
That matchup zone, yeah.
That's a nice take. Nothing there, and Lewis on the run. And a missed opportunity. Goes Indy. Summit back. You know, Stewart, I guess, is out of the game. So who does Summit right here look for? Is
I guess Isaac Power.
is the answer.
I was going to say he's the most consistent true scorer on that squad in that second group without Bradley on the court. Proves it there by hitting the three from several feet behind the line.
Oh, and a steal by Shake. And the Spartans are.
And there's the difference in schematic. They get a steal and they slow down.
Yeah.
White's looking.
Oh, that is a nice
great move.
Yeah. That's going to be number 12. Lentz. Is that right? Cade,
yeah. I remember him at Spring Station. Did not remember the name, but definitely remember the move as he got to the bucket pretty impressively going baseline there.
Well, let's talk about what you're doing right now as the head coach of the boys varsity basketball team for the Thompson Station Thunder. By the way, one of the coolest mascots out there, the Thunder. But right now, currently after winning the WCS Small Division, Class A, whatever they're going to call it now.
Yeah.
Now you're in the sectional tournament. And Coach Montgomery informed me in the girls' game that you're having to travel down to Lawrence County for a 10 a.m. tip-off tomorrow. What is your next game?
We play right after him at 11:30.
Okay,
so
well, your alarm's not going off quite as early, but
it's early morning basketball.
Absolutely.
We got to make sure we're up and ready to go.
Lewis a little off, and now we're at first look without a Jet Montgomery out there. Now, what does that look like?
We'll see. They're still in that 3-2. They got to make sure they find, like I said, Owen Reese, number 2. Other than that, not any knockdown shooters out there, in my opinion. So they're probably going to go through Cameron Bell in the post. Looks like they're kind of looking to do that at the moment.
Well, you mentioned Anderson, not probably a shooter, more of a drive guy, and so is Lewis, correct?
Correct.
So,
like I said, you got Owen is the only really true shooter out there at the moment. And, thought they were going to find him.
You know, it's amazing what a Jet Montgomery can do, for defense is make him spread out because, Cameron Brell did not get a touch that time, but they were definitely looking for him. So Summit again, slowing it down. Really, it seems like Indy has made everything in Summit really not, but.
Three-point game?
It's a three-point game.
If you're Summit, you just got to be patient against that zone. You can't get antsy. Keep moving it. Eventually.
Yeah, and don't turn the ball over, right?
Absolutely. Another strong move.
Yeah, absolutely. That's your guy, Cade Linfesti. I was working on the Linfesti.
Yeah, just a sophomore too.
Yeah.
All the years run together for me. I remember seeing him at Spring Station coaching against him, but I couldn't remember how many years ago it was.
And you know what? you come back, you see him, you miss them for 2 years, and they've grown like 6 inches, and they got hair on their face now, and you're like, wait a minute, what's your name again? So knocks down 2, and now we're down to a 1-point lead. And
again, just to be in here, it feels like Independence has kind of controlled the game, but it obviously not on the scoreboard.
Yep. So Bradley Stewart is checked back in, so.
They made a little run with him on the bench.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's a mismatch in my opinion is Bell on Shake.
I like Bell off the dribble. He can shoot the 3. You asked about that, but I really like him face up, little pump fake and go there.
And then they called it on the floor, so.
Oh, I thought it was an and one.
Yeah. and caught it deep.
Matthew Witt this time going to the rim.
Yeah.
That's just another advantage, I feel like.
Yeah.
Indy has size in the inside, and great face-up move that time by Matthew Witt for the bucket.
You know, it's interesting, you know, in middle school, you know, guys, your 8th graders, sometimes can't make those type of passes against the press, and you get into high school and you see teams that have athletic ability don't press. So it's just good to see that, you know, for me as a guy that likes to press all the time.
Wow, sweet move right there by Bradley Stewart.
That Indy still, you know, still buys that. Even though Summit got it across, you still want to take that chance. But, yeah, that was his, you know, so I'm a big fan of a nice left-handed shot. I don't know why, but.
And he's really developed that the last year and a half since he left us. I mean, he could shoot it in middle school, but that little step back off the dribble was pretty smooth by Bradley Stewart to cut it back to 1.
Okay. So Montgomery is back in the game.
And Summit is in man right now.
Oh. Over the back on Lewis.
Has Summit had a lead yet?
They have not, but
they got a chance right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, there you go.
Whoa. What a finish. Got a steal and bucket.
Yeah, that's
pretty finish by Montgomery through some contact.
I guess that's what Lewis gets you. I mean,
he's got it, like I said, kind of like a Jason Kidd. He's got his imprint on the game, even if it's not scoring. Does all the little things. I don't even think they track pokes from behind in a press, but he's got his hands on the ball and deflections all the time. Still in that matchup. I feel like Summit needs to get a guy in that corner. That's where it's weakest. And there it was, and they missed the 3. Because they bring that forward out every time, Independence does, in that matchup zone. And if they can get a swing to the corner, they have a chance to knock those down.
That's a smooth move, Matthew Witt, the junior.
I feel like the posts are starting to assert themselves a little bit in this quarter for Independence.
All right, so here comes Owens back in for Lewis.
No, that's number 10. That's, I think, Josh.
Owens.
Oh, Josh Owens.
Yeah.
I was thinking Owen Reese. My bad.
And, yeah, I mean, he's on the bench as well. So
that's the other side of coaching these guys. I know their first names more than their last names.
Here comes Owen Reese. He's going to check in here. Next dead ball, and got a steal by Henderson. Where is he going to go with it? It's a no-brainer, right? We got a guy like Jack Montgomery who can really 98% going to finish that.
Shot that with his left hand on the right side, too.
Oh, that's a nice dip. Nice play by number 5 right there, Clarence Jones. Oh, Anderson gone. Here comes the tempo you talked about, Coach.
If it speeds up, it favors Indy. Feels like Summit breaks the press, and then all of a sudden they have a turnover 2 in a row and goes right back up to 5 or 7.
Shake, rebound, and the putback.
Wow. It didn't even find Matthew Witt.
That is unbelievable.
High school basketball, good for me to know it still happens to them too sometimes.
That's right.
Didn't find the dude in transition.
On a tip, and that may be a travel, but not called, so. Oh, he's gone.
Jet Montgomery the steal, and then all the way to the rim.
So 15 for Montgomery right there. Uh-oh. Yeah, Bradley Stewart lost control. And we got to.
Again, Summit's got to slow things down. They've got to play under control.
Yeah.
Feel like they had a pretty good stretch into the first start of the second doing that, and then last minute or two.
So what I can tell from Independence is maybe they're 7, maybe 8 deep. I mean, it doesn't seem like they go much further than that.
They don't. They have not.
So an offensive charge on Jet Montgomery. That's going to be his second.
Yeah, you want to get him out here last 58 seconds of the half, not get a cheap third.
You know, Summit really needs to find somebody in the middle. So here we go. Less than a minute here until halftime. Oh. Well, you know, it may be the makeup call. I don't know, but. "35 seconds here until halftime."
Yeah, I bet he'll play for one again. He typically does last half minute. And he will. Here they go. This is the delay offense.
They come, the bottom guys come up top.
Yep. And then they'll run something with a set with about 8 seconds left. There's a trap out of it, though.
Yep. Oh, man, Reese.
Offensive foul call.
Wow.
5 seconds.
Summit got a chance here. I'm surprised that Reese didn't pull up from 3 right there and try to attack the basket. That
yeah.
The runner.
And the wedgie on the glass. The ball got stuck up there.
What a way to end halftime here with Independence High School leading 37-28. We'll be back with second half action right after this. Game of the week, second half action coming out of halftime. Independence leads 37-28. Paul Breece, Ryan Wagner on the call. Hey, Coach, you talked about tempo. The battle of the tempos.
Yeah, great first possession here for Summit. Definitely moved it around against that matchup zone. Got one inside, got blocked out of bounds. We'll see what they got as far as the set here.
So Coach Jim Fay for the Summit Spartans went into halftime. Maybe they have a plan coming out to try to slow this tempo down of Coach Mark Wilkins and the Eagles.
Just can't get in a hurry. I know it sounds simple, but I feel like they had stretches where they broke that press pretty well in the first half and then kind of got ahead of themselves a little bit and tried to force some things. Got to continue getting that thing to the middle. We say fake one to make one. Don't telegraph those passes if you're Summit here against that zone or against that press here in a little bit. But this is that tempo. We got almost a 1 minute possession here on that to start the second half on their side of the floor.
No, offensively, you got to treat it almost as a man defense, right?
Absolutely, but there it is. Patient side to side, hit the middle, one hard dribble explosion to the rim.
That's Clarence Jones.
Clarence Jones, and gets to the rim and finishes. He's done that a handful of times tonight. But that's how Summit stays in the game. 1:09 off the clock there on the first possession, 3-point play.
Well, let's see the possession time here for Independence.
They won't need a shot clock.
Which I got to ask, are you a fan of a shot clock?
I am. Nobody likes to see people pulling the ball out the last minute, 2 of the game and running all the clock out.
Somehow Montgomery got open underneath and Try to give it to Witt, and he's tied up. And now we have.
Should be Indy ball.
Yep. So an early call right there on number 4, Andrew Smith. Going to get him into another shot at it.
Kind of a dangerous pass in the backcourt there.
Yeah. Usually offenses look to score on those out of bounds underneath.
That's his third. They called a charge on that one.
I'm not sure if his dad saw that or not. He may have been distracted. But no, I think he saw it. So Montgomery with 15 points on the night.
But 3 fouls here, just less than 2 minutes into the third.
And
I'd leave him for a bit.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a smart kid. There's that 2-2-1. Good fake one. Fake one to make one. He faked it, went right down the middle, got him a bucket.
And Jones has been the recipient so far in the second half.
That was a great ball fake, though. Faked the ball reversal, then exploited the middle of that press.
Owen Reese.
Owen Reese. It's his third, I believe, or at least second. Big shot there. Felt like Summit had gotten a little momentum.
Yeah. So Coach Wilkins is going to call a timeout with 5:48 in the third quarter. 40-33 Eagles ahead. Now, back to TMS AA sectional tournament tomorrow, 11:30. The Thompson Station Thunder take on, you say, the
Upperman Bees, Upperman Middle School Bees. Yeah, from Baxter, Tennessee. They're a good squad. Like I said, I don't think they've lost a game this year. We are 18-3. We were 13-1 in our county. Our county's tough, though. It prepares us. We see players night in, night out everywhere we go. And that's my hope going into tomorrow, that we'll be battle-tested enough to play a good squad that maybe hadn't seen the competition we have all year.
Well, if you ever want to check out maybe the results, you guys have a Twitter account?
We do. We do have a Thompson Station Middle School basketball account. We have TSMS Athletics, but also TSMS Hoops. Easiest way to find those for all those listening. We follow both Summit and Independence basketball, so go check out their followers.
Absolutely.
We'll be on there.
There you go. So a missed opportunity by Summit right there, maybe to cut it to 5, and Reese had an opportunity.
Surprised he didn't pull it.
Yeah. So Cameron Bell, he's got Jones on him, mismatch height-wise for sure. Going to be double-teamed and
lost it.
Yeah, and Montgomery, smart play. Oh, he wants to pull a 3. And he gotta be careful.
Oh, that's 4. I just said I thought you could leave him because he'd be smart, but he was not on that play.
Not on that play for sure. So 4 on the night for Jet Montgomery. It's probably going to be a while before we see him again.
I'd say 5 minutes left in the fourth, 6. That's a whole quarter from now, Paul.
So we're going to see a little dose of Joshua Owens, number 10. And you called him a blue-collar kind of guy.
Now, he's sneaky good offensively, but I would definitely know him for defense first and rebounding and hustle. That was a possession of man defense from Independence.
Well, they had the switch on, and maybe some miscommunication. I definitely had an open look. That's going to be thrown out of bounds. Turnovers. Young team, right? Summit Spartans going to have to avoid that.
Yeah, I mean, they've got their guard play is Bradley Stewart. And they have the freshman, I'm forgetting his name all of a sudden, 34. Both their guards, Isaac Power.
Isaac Power, yeah.
Both of those guys, freshman, sophomore, handling the ball the majority of the time. They're going to have to take care of it. It's going to be a big stretch for Independence, though, with Jet Montgomery out. He is definitely the mainstay scorer. They've gotten some big nights from other guys. We're going to see who steps up here in the next quarter.
It will absolutely be interesting to see. Owen Reese has 11, and Tice has 5 on the night. So, in a wide open look, Shake.
Blew it.
Jones almost got it put back, not there. And here comes the tempo. Owen's going to look. Man, I thought we added something right there.
But, those driving lanes, that was a great take right there. But those driving lanes are there because they don't want to help off of Owen on that side, Owen Reese on that side. And that's what you don't understand sometimes that shooters do for you even when they're not shooting. They create those driving lanes for those guards, and in that case, Cam to go in there and get to the rim.
Well, so my question was about to be, does Matthew Witt and Cameron Bell ever play at the same time? And Witt's coming in for Bell. Did they both start the game? I can't remember.
They do. They do both start. But to get them a break, you're always going to have one or the other. That's kind of how he manages that, so he doesn't lose his size on the backside of that press.
Powers. Off, Shake. And maybe Anderson. That was Witt. Well, I thought it was a clean block. I thought maybe Anderson was the one with the head in the side there.
And he got Witt for it, though.
Shake. Missed free throw opportunities are going to run out.
Yeah, I feel like, there's a couple possessions ago, Summit broke the press rather easily, missed the layup, had a putback, missed it. Now some free throws. They can't be giving away the easier opportunities, and he misses the second.
And Jones almost came up with another one. So 10-point lead for Independence. And you talked about it, Coach. Who's going to be the guy?
Well, right now, who's going to be the guy without Jet Montgomery on the floor? But so far, they've given up 0 points in the last 2 minutes since he went out, so that helps.
Yeah, absolutely. So an air ball by Bell off the take, facing the basket. I'm not sure in the perimeter, was that his cup of tea? I'm not sure. And Jones and Bell's going to pick up a foul. So
that'll be just his second, though.
Yeah, plenty to give. The only problem is one more foul, they're in the bonus the rest of the way. Well, they haven't really taken advantage of the free throws for sure, but just knowing that you're going to stop the clock and get a free shot, missed opportunity right there by Jones. But
that's what I'm looking at still, is that layup from a few possessions ago, now 3 free throws. We'd have a 4 or 5 point game.
Wow. Oh my.
And this is it, too. This is that time of the game with Montgomery on the bench. They need to be making their move right now.
Yeah, that's a great point. Well, here's the guy. Oh, nice. Lewis with the rebound. Lewis, and that's going to be number 34, Power, with the foul. That's going to be 2 on him.
Now, I gotta say, because I've coached him for 3 years, that bank free throw by Lewis does not surprise me one bit. And the kid works on his free throws. I just want to put that out there too. But
so did Shaquille O'Neal, right? Oh, Bell keeps it alive. The extra.
There's Owen.
Breece.
But
here we go.
Shooter's bounce.
Oh, and a turnover. Power, the inbounder, number 25. Right there, Derek Smith just did not reel it in. And Coach Fay, a wise timeout right there.
Absolutely. It's slipping away right now here, third quarter. Still got time to make a run, but last couple of minutes, missed some free throws, missed a layup. Just kind of takes away your mojo, takes away your energy. And right now, Independence is on a run.
Yeah, absolutely. Despite the fact with Jet Montgomery with 4 fouls. So when Coach Montgomery was talking about his girls program and the sectionals, he had an idea, okay, if we can get past this team, this team, this team, I don't know, do you look ahead like that or knowing that Upperman 22-0?
If my boys are listening, I'm saying one game at a time.
Okay, sure.
One game at a time. However, I know the path. I've known the path for a few weeks. I've been studying and looking out there. This is the game. I believe if we get through this one, our chances to get to state go through the roof. With what's coming, Upperman at 22-0. Got some stout teams behind that for sure. But this is, to me, is a big one tomorrow morning. It's a big one.
So everybody check the Twitter account about 1:30
yeah,
tomorrow.
we'll post it. We'll post it.
Win or lose.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We're excited. Our boys are excited.
Got the caravan ready?
We are ready.
And a
big play
bad
there.
Possession right there. Well, here we go. We're going
Turned
to
it
have
right
wide
back.
open. No, he's got it. Owen Reese. So the press, the tempo is definitely turned up a notch, right?
Yes.
Cameron Bell.
Oh.
Well, my.
But this scrum favors Independence. They play this pace all the time. But now Summit's in a predicament because they're down 16, and to get back in it, they are going to have to pick it up a little bit. They're just not built the same way Independence is to play up and down like this.
Well, a putback after the missed layup by Bell, and again a turnover. Oh, Reese wanted to pull that. Bell for 3. No good. There's the guy right there, Henderson.
Owen Reese in the corner missed him.
Listen, everybody's telling them, slow down, guys. Everybody relax. Up by 18. You feel like the game is a little bit closer. No call and a basket. Cameron Bell, we're up by 20, Indy fans.
And it's a 13-0 run right here too.
Oh, and a nice basket right there by Power. Anderson just a
no shot clock needed.
no shot clock. You got it. No cheap foul either. Probably got away with the first one. The second one, But here's again. Now we go shoot free throws. But here's Houston Hicks, the 6'8" sophomore. Kind of our first sighting.
Yes. He actually started a few games earlier in the year and hasn't been playing as much recently. He can absolutely shoot the 3, though. Now he's 6'8". You'd think, all right, he's going to be a post presence down there, but he's a 3-point shooter. Can obviously alter some shots inside, but he's got some skill as well. He's a pretty skilled big man.
And was he a Thompson Station kid?
No, he wasn't. He actually wasn't. This is his first year at Independence.
Oh, okay.
He does have a younger brother that's down in 7th grade for us, too.
Here comes Lewis trying to press the issue.
There's that 3 I told you about. But you think 6'8".
Wow.
You think 6'8" anymore in basketball, it's a 3-point shooter.
Absolutely.
Everybody is. I think Summit has missed their last 5 free throws, and the last one was a 1-and-1. So, got to capitalize.
Well, I mean, if you're going to – Power would be my guy to at least make one right here. I may have jinxed it, though.
Hey, there you go.
I felt pretty confident. If I was a betting man.
I just call it the reverse jinx. You've been on fire all night jinxing, apparently. We blame you for all the missed ones in the girls' game. I mean,
100%.
got them both.
I think Tony Hill, the Independence girls coach, even came up and thanked me after the game for all the missed Summit free throws from the girls' game. Oh, me. So cut it to 18. The crowd has kind of quieted down a little bit.
3 guys in that drought.
Oh, my. Short.
Bradley Stewart's got the rebound there. He's got to get going a little bit here. It's tough against that pressure and that trap, but he needs to try to get to the rim a little bit and settles for the jumper there. But
well, here comes the shot clock, or the the end of the quarter stall that you talked about.
Coach Wilkins prides himself on having something good for that last possession. Again, I've watched them a ton this year, and they usually run it down to 10 before they actually get into the play. So here it comes. Tyus has got it in his hands. Here comes the actual set. There's some confusion, though.
Yeah, you better hurry. Henderson thought he got fouled right there.
I love the action on that. If they ran a guy off a double screen to the other side, all that was fake action.
Yep.
Basically cleared out the whole front side for Tyus to go, and pretty strong finish there.
So after 3 quarters of play, the Eagles have just opened it up a little bit, as now it's a 20-point contest, 57-37. Paul Breece, Ryan Wagner here at Independence High School for our first WCTV game of the week of 2022. Coach, we had some, usually we start right out of the gate of the first year. We've had some complications, but hey, man, glad to just be doing one.
Hey, this atmosphere's fun.
And we are glad you were joining us for sure, giving us the inside details of the inner workings of both these teams with your connections. And, according to what you have down the pipeline at your school, both these teams should be beneficiaries of what you got.
We're 18-3 right now with our 8th grade team. Our youngers went 15-2. So a 7th grade group, and we got 50-50 split going to Summit and Indy. So I love being perched up here watching these two teams play. It's fun for me as a coach.
An interesting fact, my first year of coaching high school was 1993, and one of the coaches I went against was Jim Fay. He was at East Nashville.
Did you get him, or did he get you?
Oh, he had athletes I didn't have. So at the time, his first coaching gig was East Nashville, but at the time it was called East Literature, and it was Metro Nashville.
Sounds
kind
like
of a learning school, but man, he had athletes all over the place there.
Sounds like you're dating yourself a little bit.
100%. It's 2022, man. 93 is a long time ago.
I won't tell you what grade I was in.
In 93?
I was in elementary.
Yeah,
there you go.
I was going to say, it's not good at all. So a 22-point lead. You know what? We may not see Jet Montgomery come back in the game at all if this takes place.
I mean, you're seeing the well-roundedness tonight of the Eagles. I was kind of making a mental note when he went out. It was a 6-point game, and it has ballooned since then.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, you're up by 24. Coach Wilkins still putting the pressure on. I mean, will he keep it on? That's the question.
I don't know if there's any – I mean, he's first-year guy here. He understands the rivalry. I don't know if there's any love lost between these two teams.
All right, yep.
But
that's a good play. Nice basket by Power. And now Summit's going to put a little pressure on, a.k.a. token pressure. Well, just kidding.
Looks like Jets at the scores table, Montgomery.
You know, right there, seeing the post play right there of Witt putting the ball on the ground. That's where he lost it.
Yep.
I mean,
don't break it down.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's just, you can't teach that. Yeah.
No look pass from Tyus Anderson right there, and one.
Yeah. Jet Montgomery coming in for Tyus Anderson. Coach, I just made that play. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So Witt, the beneficiary of the, oh my.
Woo.
How about that?
Somebody let the door open. they're now in the diamond. That was a little different.
Well, will Bell get a flush here? There's no way he's going to let him. And one. And this is getting out of control, Coach. So Bell did a little better than Witt. He got it to the rim. He probably was like, man, I got to hit the rim no matter what. Oh, nice play. That's typical of the night of Summit right there. I mean, have a good opportunity and the ball just doesn't fall. We got fans. And a miss. Free throw. Must have been the distraction of the young man without his shirt on there.
That would make it difficult.
Hey, listen, he's MVP of the game, maybe. He's getting dabbed up by everybody. And another miss. Owens wants a little bit. Oh, man. Wow, did you see that?
Lewis got up.
Well, here comes the transition. Is this where they lose Montgomery? Oh, man.
I would imagine that we're going to see some empty benches before too long.
Yeah.
Don't want to get anybody hurt in this one.
Right. I don't know if Coach Fay is calling the timeout maybe to organize that up, or if he's going to. What's he trying to say right now when you're down by 27?
Well, as disappointing as the night is, there's still coaching moments. Still got a lot of season left, so got to find something to work on even the last 6 minutes of this game. No matter who's playing, you want to execute whatever it is. And
there goes the franchise. Oh, man. So, I was talking to Coach Montgomery about the setup of the district and the region tournament. Now I guess he had mentioned the top 3 teams in the district basically get a free pass to the region tournament. The 4 or 5 game really means who's going to be that 4th team in the region. From what I can gather, I guess Summit is going to be one of those teams that are fighting for that last spot.
Yeah, Ravenwood and Columbia Central and Independence have played some close ones, and I think Summit will be battling with Nolensville. Kind of in that 4-5, the way it looks right now.
Well, no love lost here, but the press still on.
Yeah,
30.
I assume it kind of came off right there, kind of the 30 right now. Looks like they're back in a zone of sorts.
Oh, the basket is just not falling. Do you remember let's recall the halftime score. Were they at 24 maybe?
Oh, man.
Was it like 37-24 or I don't know. It just seems like it's been
Yeah, I think it was closer than that. At one point it was 7 there when Jet Montgomery, 6 when Jet Montgomery got his fouls earlier in that third. I don't feel like Summit's put the ball in the basket. Feel like they had a few free throws in the layup in that little run there in the third and just struggled to find anything in the second half.
Maybe the foul that kind of makes this more of a last 4-minute JV game.
Yeah, there you go. Hey.
Not JV, but
no, I guess all these guys are going to love these minutes.
Absolutely, these guys are fired up. They get to play in front of a crowd like this.
Yeah, I'm excited for these guys. I mean,
here's the one guy that's still left in the game, Jet Montgomery.
he's going to miss the free throw on purpose.
Absolutely, 100%.
Make the first and miss the second.
I waved it off. Oh, he called it. It's fifth foul. So that's 5, and Jet Montgomery's going to get up. That was a warm-up one. Didn't even count.
I don't even think he scored in the second half. I'm looking at 15 on the board.
That's right.
He didn't have any in the second half. That was his first point.
Yep. I guess I'm going to have to bring the roster back out, Coach. I mean, we got a lot of time still.
Yes, get that roster out. I got you one out there. I got a junior that I coached at Thompson Station, number 0. Henry Sponstra is out there for Independence. But I actually recognize a lot of the faces. A lot of these guys I've seen at Spring Station and in our battles with them the last few years for Summit side. Getting to see some man defense now from Independence.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is a legit man right here.
Yeah, I hadn't seen any of that.
Uh-oh. Hicks with the flush.
That's his first dunk that he's ever gotten in a game. It's a pretty good time to get one against your crosstown rival. He's excited about that one too. I see his granddaddy right down here with a big smile, Houston Hicks, after that dunk.
His granddad looks like a pretty big fella.
He is. They get it honestly.
Oh, hello. So a turnover there by Independence. Deep 3. 25, Derek Smith. Rebounded by Sapone. And a take by 32, Andrew Murphy, 6'4".
The big kid.
You know, I think a kid like Houston Hicks is going to be, he's going to benefit from going against people like Witt and Cameron Bell in practice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's going to make him better. So now we're getting some definitely new faces here as the crowd erupts. Let's see, Corbin Walling, 24. Caden Ridley, Jr., 31. And number 33, Braden Buck, sophomore.
Braden Buck and Corbin Wallen were key pieces for Heritage. They came from Heritage Middle School. Braden Buck can flat out shoot it. Can flat out shoot at 33 for Independence.
So if we see him in the corner, he's going to let it go.
If you see him with the ball, he's probably going to let it go if he's inside the volleyball line.
Well, the crowd already up. Ridley on the miss. Oh! Sapone thought he had a clean pick right there.
More free throws.
Heading to the line, number 12 is Cade Lefesti.
And he's kind of the mainstay still. I believe he started the game. Of course, he's just a sophomore. Trying to get experience with these guys his own age. You know, that's your team the next couple of years. So,
well, Coach Faye's probably does have a lot of work to do. But free throws, maybe another miss right there. And that's a clean one. That's good.
I would like to know their percentage on the night.
A little sideline free throw break right there. Got to throw it in the post right here. Ridley for three.
That just made that young man's night.
So 2 minutes remaining. And a backdoor opportunity not there. Post play. Going to be stolen by Ridley. He's stuck. He's going to throw a baseball pass to Murphy.
Corbin Walling, 24.
Oh, hello.
Love that they're still on the floor here in the last
Absolutely.
minute of a 30-point game. I'm a little surprised tonight, though. The first contest over at Summit was pretty close. It was 13-14. Summit had a chance late in that game.
Yep. Nice basket there. With 25, Derek Smith. One more. Oh, and I believe that may have been partially blocked. Or may have been.
He wanted the foul.
Yeah. Definitely running here. Ball's lined up. Air ball.
A little adrenaline on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Braden Buck. So a substitution timeout here. Get some guys in.
Yeah, I think
Marty Phillips, 22, to throw it in. Keenan West also there. Right here with the ball. Whoop. May have changed pivot feet. There's a runner by 33.
Yeah, we're going to
get Jerion Tate.
Coach Wilkins is throwing up the stop sign here.
Here we go. We're gonna set up the double.
I just think no shot sportsmanship here.
Yeah.
He's letting them know, and we don't need to take any more shots.
Oh, the Summit's still out there pressing them a little bit. I don't think they're gonna let them just walk it out here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fantastic night of basketball with a double O. Well, man, here we go. Hold on. And that just signifies the night for Summit, right?
Pretty much. Well,
So,
appreciate getting to hang with you, watching good
absolutely.
basketball.
Absolutely. So our final score here at Independence, 75-45 for Paul Breece and the coach, Ryan Wagner. Good luck this weekend, Coach.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you next time on our WCTV Game of the Week.